Okay, I just made one of the sickest builds in Elden Ring and I absolutely love using this build. This build is insanely good, and if you want it to be OP with the right buffs, armor, and talismans, this build can be absolutely broken. But if you also want it to be a fun build, it can be a challenge playthrough build that you'll absolutely love. And I can't wait to show you guys my newest original build. Yo, what's going on guys? My name is Prez. Thank you so much for clicking my video. In this video, I'm going to be showing you my new vampire type build, which will give you a break from meta builds like bleed, strength, or intelligence. This is just a fun one to use, but this can also be overpowered if you want it to be. And if you want a real challenge, this build can also be used for a challenge playthrough, but I'll get to that later. Anyways, to start with the build, I'm going to show you guys the weapons and then move on to the rest of the requirements from there. Starting off for weapons, your main weapon in this build is going to be the butcher knife, which I use in my main and offhand. And if you want to power stance these, you're going to have to progress into a new game, since you can't get both of these in one playthrough. This weapon at plus 25 does insane damage, and since it doesn't have a designated Ash of War, I like to apply frost buildup on one and poison buildup on the other one. You can stack damage from the poison buildup with this weapon from using the mushroom crown and the kindred of rat talisman, so it's a great combo if you want added damage. But what's really impressive about the weapon that you probably didn't know is that it has a hidden feature. In the weapon's description, it says it restores a very small amount of HP when squarely striking an enemy, which basically means you gain health upon every hit you land while using the butcher knife, which in just one hit won't be a lot of health restored, but when you get good at evading attacks and just running through killing enemies, you'll regain health just by doing good. To get the butcher knife, come to the Bridge of Iniquity and follow the path I take on screen. Once you get here, you'll be invaded. Just kill the invader and then you'll get the weapon. If you want to power stance these, remember you'll have to go into new games since you can't get both these in one playthrough. It is unfortunate you have to do that, but if you do, it's not only super good to use, but using these together looks absolutely sick. Next, as an added weapon, you can use a claw weapon, and honestly any claw works, but personally I use the Bloodhound Claw. I just like to use this when I'm clearing out a lot of enemies since it strikes so fast and does a lot of damage. But the best part about using claws is the Ash War you can put on it, which is Lifesteal Fist, which will not only chunk enemies' health bar, but also give you health back. Also, this Ash War is sick to use, just look at this. Again, any claw works in this slot, so remember to use anything you like. Finally, I use a seal, and I really only use a seal for Flame Grant Me Strength, because the additional physical damage is nice. Next, any armor set you want to wear will be fine. This is mine if you want to use mine. But if I was concerned in having more damage, I definitely use the Mushroom Crown, since if you add poison to one of the butcher knives, you get additional damage when poison triggers. And then I'd use the Raptor's Feathers, since you get increased damage for jumping attacks. And if you want to try to make this a challenge playthrough, I think an awesome idea for it would be use the Royal Remains armor set, which passively regains health for you over time. Then take off all healing items from your toolbar and just stick to raw health regain, which you'll get from the butcher knives, the claw Ash of War, your armor, and talismans. And you won't be able to use your flask, which could make it really sick. And this would just add another layer of difficulty for the players who need it. Finally, for talismans, I use the Taker's Cameo in my first slot. This restores health upon every kill I get. Then I use the Blessed Dude Talisman, which slowly restores HP over time. In my third slot, I use the Kindred of Rat Talisman, since this will give me a boost to my damage when poison is triggered. And finally, I use the Claw Talisman, since I love this talisman and jumping attacks. But yeah guys, that's going to do it for this build and this video. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. If you could leave me a like on your way out, I would absolutely love that. And other than that, I'm out, bruh. Peace.